rolling, we rolling. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Tim back at it again with another vid. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with all your people so we could all have a good time. And today, I got a little advice for y'all. You feel me? I got five little points right here. I was thinking about doing 10, but that's gonna be another 30 minute, might even be an hour vid. Definitely want to cut time short a little bit. These last couple of vids, they've been long. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's all good. But I'm definitely, trying to or making an effort to try to make these vids a little bit short. So, I got my points right here. Memory trash. So, I gotta go ahead and do what I do. But yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I call it at five. So the reasoning behind me making this vid was I was having a conversation with myself. Yes, I said myself. I talk to myself a lot. Now, you know what I mean? It's all good though. Uh, I'm not the only one. I know that for sure. So I was having a conversation with myself, and I was like, I think I was asking, like, I was like, I don't know how I got here, but I was like, if I could give like five pieces of advice to somebody, like, what would it be? Like, you know what I mean? Just basing it off of like my life and like how you feel me, uh dang, just basing it off of my life, and well, not even that, just if I could give five pieces of advice to somebody, what would it be? And then I just came up with the points, and I was like, I should definitely record this, you feel me? uh so yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and give y'all my 2 cents, you know what I mean, most def. So yeah, got five little points right here. We're gonna go ahead and you know what I mean. uh so this is for adults and kids, bro, not what I mean, uh well, really all these points, not just the first one, but really all five of these are for adults and kids. You know what I mean? If you're a kid and you watching, you feel me? You know what I mean? Listen carefully. And even if you're an adult, you know what I mean? These could still apply in your life too. You feel me? So yeah. Bet. So number one, finish school, bro. Finish school, like I said, for adults and kids, bro. Uh Now I know it's some people like myself who don't really like school. Well, anymore for me, but who don't really like school, you feel me? And just going through that whole process, I would, I understand that it's, stressful and everything like that, but it'll help you in the long run. That's all I'm saying, you feel me? At least like the diplomas, the degrees, you feel me, that you get, it can help you out a lot with, future jobs and everything like that. It can get you to more places than you not finishing, you feel me? And really, you gotta work harder. I'm not gonna say work harder, but well, you have to somewhat work harder if you don't really finish out what you're doing, you know what I mean? Because people that, let's just say you're applying for a certain job, like a certain, like maybe like a corporate, job or something like that, they're gonna be looking, or like, medical, they're gonna be looking for your degree, you know what I mean? They're gonna be looking for your credentials, whatever you got that shows, you got the experience, or you learned pretty much whatever you got, you know what I mean? You're gonna need to have that on you, or well, yeah, you're gonna need to have that, you feel me? And if you don't, kick rocks, you feel me? So yeah, definitely finish out school, whether you in high school, whether you in college, you feel me? Don't quit, you feel me? You feel me? Yeah. So yeah. So the second one, follow your dreams fully. Not so yeah, bet. So what I mean by this is, like, if you got now, understandable situation if you still thinking about it. Like me, uh that was high school. Yeah. So me in high school, right? Like I said, I've been screaming that I wanted to do music, right? But I ain't never put forth the action. You feel me? I ain't never, or I didn't fully go for it. You feel me? I was always half, doing it. You feel me? Half baking it. That's a good way to say it. I was half baking it. You feel me? I was screaming it. right? I was basically saying like, yo, I definitely want to do this. You know what I mean? Help me through a lot. It helped me. I want to help people. You know what I mean? But like that whole time, I'm talking about the year after I graduated. Matter of fact, years after I graduated, bro. Like I kept screaming it, but I wasn't putting forth the action. You feel me? And so I'm saying, follow your dreams fully, not half baked. You feel me? Uh, uh, yeah. You know what I mean? You want to put all your energy, you know, I'm talking blood, sweat, and tears. You know what I mean? If you see your basically I see it like this. If you see yourself at your look at yourself or imagine yourself at the end goal of wherever you want to be. You feel me? Like like I said, uh look at myself at the end goal of where I think I said that right. At the end goal of where I want to be. Basically, look at yourself at the end of your career, basically. Yeah. Yeah. Like what are you looking like? You know what I mean? Very successful. Like I said, you know what I mean? Uh a lot of, you know, like accolades, awards and everything like that. You know what I mean? Multiple songs out that hit all these different miles. You know what I mean? Like where do you see yourself? You feel me? Oh yeah, in the future. You know what I mean? So yeah. So like I said, fully not half baked. You feel me? Definitely. So yeah, if you want to be if you want to be, you know, like if you into sports, if you want to be a football player, I'm talking about put in all the work, you know what I mean? Go to all the practice, don't skip. You feel me? Same thing with basketball. Do the drills. Well, yeah, do the drills, you know what I mean? Handles, if your handles ain't up to par, work on those. You know what I mean? If your shooting ain't up to par, work on those. You feel me? But fully not half baked. You feel me? So yeah. Third one, face your fears. I'm talking to myself mainly, but when it comes to this, bro, because yeah, I can't be a hypocrite and tell y'all to do these things and me not doing it. Like I said, one of my biggest fear, I don't remember which video it was, but one of my biggest fears is the ocean, bro. Anything having to do with the ocean, even like cruises and everything like that, or like being on a boat. Now I might fool around this bad on there, but if I'm gonna say face your fears to y'all, I definitely have to look back at myself and say, okay, bet cool. I gotta, you know what I mean? Um, now that I'm thinking about it, that might be something I record. So yeah, bet. I might have to like, mm, dang, facial. Nah, yeah, I can't be a hypocrite. So yeah, bet. I don't know what milestone as far as like subscribers, likes, views, whatever. You feel me? I'll think about it. Matter of fact, no. So maybe once I get to a certain amount of subscribers, I'll probably, you know what I mean, go ahead and do the anything. So like scuba diving, ooh, boat, whatever. I'll probably do what yeah, I'll be good. But yeah, face your fears for me. Literally or figuratively, bro. Like if it's a literal fear, like I said, the ocean, you know what I mean? Obviously don't go by yourself. But you know what I mean, go with people that you trust or people that know what they're doing. Like I said, scuba diving or well, I said scuba diving. So scuba diving or snorkeling or you know what I mean. If you want to start off small, because I go to the beach and stuff like that. I'm not saying I don't go to the beach, but like I just stay on the the beach. You feel me? Not in the so yeah. Start off small, maybe get on a boat, go out, like I said, a cruise or like a regular, you know, boat or whatever. Do that. Uh or like just go for it. You feel me? Scuba diving, snorkeling, you know, I mean all that. You feel me? Deep sea fishing. I actually want to try that to be honest. So I'm yeah. I'll start off. So yeah, like or like figuratively. So like fears, as in like if you have like a like I said, if you pursuing or following your dream, like pursuing your dream, if there's something within that, right, that you're not all the way comfortable with or you're fearful of it, you feel me? Face that. Like I said, start off small if you need to. Like, let's just say I'm trying to think of another career. Dang. Um, okay, bet if you want to be a singer, right, or if you want to be in music, right, but I'm not talking about me because I've been doing, but I'm saying like if you want to be like in, I mean, anything in music, right, but let's just say you got like stage fright or whatever, you feel me? If you need to start off small, you feel me? Start off small, you feel me? Maybe sing in front of your fam first, trusted people who have your best interest, you feel me? Trusted people, then maybe do like a smaller crowds or smaller venue, you feel me? Then move up and move up and move up. But continue to do it, you feel me? And you'll get more comfortable in it. You know what I mean? Like me, yeah, like yeah, I'm well, I guess I am. Well, so not I'm yeah, so yeah. Like me, for example, I grew up singing with my bros and my mom, you feel me? Um, and of course I had to get comfortable doing that, you feel me? So when I was a oh, funny story, bro. When I was a kid, and I think this was one of the first time. I don't even think we was singing. I think we was just like doing like a little Easter speech or whatever. I don't even know. But bro, when I was a kid, I just started boo hoo crying on stage, bro, because I was fearful of the people. You feel me? So and even then, now kind of. But anyways, yeah. So not fearful, but you feel me? So I was started off, well, not really small, but you know what I mean? Kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it until now. You feel me? Like I know what to do. You feel me? I know how to operate on stage. I know, what I mean, what I mean. So yeah. So literally or like figuratively, like if you got to reach back in your mind and be like, bro, I could do this. Push myself. You feel me? To so like skydiving, for example. You know what I mean? That too. Jesus. So yeah, I'll figure that out. But yeah, like skydiving, for example, there's I don't know if this is in every state or wherever you might live. You feel me? But there's this place called I Fly. You can start there. You feel me? Not even high. You know what I mean? Uh, it's like a skydiving simulator type simulation type thing. So start like I said, start off small. Do that first. If you're not comfortable doing that, or if you're if you're more and keep doing it until you're comfortable. Then you can go ahead. You feel me? So yeah, bet. So the fourth one, work life balance. Now this ain't my. So the way I said it, work life balance. I didn't come up with this on my own. I think I learned this in school or maybe at a job. I don't know, but it stuck with me. I ain't gonna lie, which is what I have with me right now. But so don't take don't yeah. I got this from somebody else or something. You know what I mean? So yeah. So work life balance, self-explanatory, right? Work life balance. You feel me? You got times when you need to work and you got times when you need to rest. As far as that goes, take that seriously. You feel me? Uh, I can't stress this enough. You feel me? Actually, that's exactly what yeah. So work life balance, know when to work and know when to rest, right? Because I've seen people in real life and online, you feel me, that have basically burned themselves out. You feel me? And like that could be uh detrimental towards you. You feel me? You wanna you don't really want to stress yourself out. You know what I mean? You don't really want to burn yourself out. Even if it's a job that you enjoy doing. You feel me? You don't want to just could keep, pushing yourself and working. Yes, like I said, follow your dreams to fully, but not half baked. But then also know when to chill out. You feel me? Uh, I remember this. I remember now, like I said, rest, like mentally rest, or like I said, or mentally rest, or physically rest. Same thing. You feel me? But not the same thing. But yeah. So I'll give you an example, right? I was working my regular, job or whatever. Ended up getting off ended up getting off. And me, the older that I got, the more of a night owl that I was, right? So I would stay up a lot, stay up, sometimes pull all nighters. Sometimes it'd be 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It would be, I still kind of do that now, but I'm better with that. You feel me? So ended up working a full shift, right? Got off, came back home, stayed up all night, then had to go back to work that next day. When I tell you I was nowhere near, you feel me? I was nowhere near, uh I guess I can say I was nowhere near the speed or whatever that I was the following day. You feel me? My body was tired. I didn't rehabilitate, my strength, what I mean? So I was just sluggish whole time. I was slower. You feel me? It got to the point to where somebody had to like come to me and be like, "Hey, yo, Tim, feel me? Go ahead. I see that you're struggling a little bit. Go ahead and take the rest of the day off, and then you feel me? You feel me, bro? When and like I said, that could end up being fatal. You know what I mean? Not necessarily sleep deprivation, although that could be, what I mean, but stress. You feel me? You know what I mean? I'm mainly saying that for that work life balance, keeping a balance between work and life so you don't stress yourself out. You feel me? Like I said, that could be fatal, bro. Like like actual like medical problems. Stress could like, cause, certain medical problems. You feel me? So keep that work life balance, you feel me? You know what I mean? Don't overwork yourself, don't over pressure yourself, even when it comes to like goals or like mentally, you feel me? Well, that's definitely what I said. So yeah. Even if it comes to like goals and stuff, don't really, flood. You feel me? Your whole schedule with things that you got. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to burn yourself out, like I said. So yeah. Oh, fifth one. Don't compare your life with others. So how can I explain this now that I'm thinking about it? Okay, so don't compare your life with others, right? Well, yeah, don't compare your life with others, right? So like if you look back on your life, right, and you're like, bro, I mean, even when it comes to like people that are in a worse spot than you, I would say don't even, what I mean, because then you could fool around and get in like a big headed mindset, and then you might fool around and you feel me. But I'm saying don't compare your life with others because it could be dangerous if somebody's life is, I guess I can say, better than yours. You feel me? You know what I mean? Now more than ever, we got more, celebrities, content creators, everything, right? And like we look up, I'm not saying you can't look up to those people, but I'm saying, dang, okay, let me think. I'm saying, don't really, well, nah. Yeah, like it's important to have like role models and people that you look up to, right? But I'm saying don't, as far as everybody, you feel me? Don't like look at their life and be like, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. That's how things like jealousy come into play. That's how things, you feel me? Like, what I mean? You don't really want to, those are bad things. Because, like I said, that could, as far as your judgment and as far as your mindset, that could fool around and cloud that if you know what I mean? You feel me? And one thing that I've learned in about life is it don't matter how rich you get, how much you got it in life. You feel me? It's always gonna be somebody that's higher up, whether it's a position or funds or whatever. It's always gonna be somebody that's higher up than you. You feel me? So like I said, don't compare your life with others because you could fool around and fall into like a deep, like I said, when it come back to that mental, you could fool around and come back or fall into like a deep, depression that could fool around and, cause like real mental health, problems. You feel me? Just because you are like, okay, yeah, bet, bro, she got it or he got it. Like, what I mean? They got it. What I mean? They make way more money than me, bro. Like or like, bro, they've been in that manager position. Like, I really want that position. You know what I mean? And then it's like, And then us over there. So yeah, then it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, so yeah, like you don't want to do that because then you start looking back at your life and then you like, bruh, you know what I mean? But one thing, like I said, it don't matter where you end up in life. You feel me? Like I said, you could have the highest position at a in a corporation, and dang, my bad, video ended up cutting out. But yeah, like I said, you could end up in like the highest position in the corporation, right? In your corporation, then you could look at somebody in a different corporation, or I think I'm saying the right thing. I don't know, but yeah, and somebody who could be making way more money in the high, like I said, you don't want to compare your life because you could look back at your life and be like, bro, I'm in the worst position than they in. Even when it comes to like, uh, well, yeah, that's the same thing. So yeah, you know what I mean? Don't compare your life with anybody, you know what I mean, with anybody, even if they're in the worst position, because then that could be bad, you know what I mean, as far as like I said, being big headed and cocky. You feel me? I'm not. You're susceptible to to being that, and then of course the other way around, things like jealousy, you know what I mean, and everything. That could cloud your judgment, like I said. But yeah, I think I might do a part two to this too. To be honest with you, not tomorrow, but yeah. So let me know your favorite one. Favorite one. Let me know, which one resonated with you the most. You feel me? I'm definitely doing a part two. So yeah, because I got more. I'm thinking of more right now, but I don't. Vid already long. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best to yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Let me know which one resonated with you the most. You feel me? Um, like I said, getting better with the whole recording, editing, and everything like that. And yeah, we still going. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of this day. It's clear outside. Ain't no clouds. It ain't raining nothing. I mean, might take a little walk. Who knows? And yeah, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this day. Y'all make sure y'all do too. Peace.